Welcome back to another video of Never Come Back to Earth Again. So this video I'm going to be talking about what's going to happen to your senses. There's going to be a vast change in your senses as you heal, as you're going home, as, I don't want to say journey, but an inward journey of releasing trapped emotions, being stuck in mental labels. So I'll talk about that, and I'm going to talk about a bit about not what a light worker is, but my viewpoint on that. So let's talk about your senses. So it starts with, if you're having a spiritual experience, you'll be going beyond mental labels. You won't be labeling things that happen to you everyday life. You fall over, you trip over, you don't label that anymore. You just go about your life accepting and surrendering those kind of words to what happens in your life, because you've suffered immense pain, so you're learning to accept things more and surrender more. So as this transformation happened within myself, the extreme diet changes have now evened out a bit more. Now I eat a bit more chocolate and sugar. But what I noticed is I completely lost my sense of smell and taste. And no, I've not got COVID. This happened way before that. So what's happening is my book is all about nature. Okay? So there was a line, when I had my awakening, I was reading Stillness Speaks by Eckhart, and there was a line in that says, nature has been waiting for you, as it were, for millions of years. And I want to well up now, because nature is the key for you going home. It's not in another person, because another person carries too much pain within. So it's impossible. You're going home, you're reading Never Coming Back to Earth Again. It's all about nature. So nature's moving into your body. So the reason you lose your taste and smell is you're so pure. You're in alignment with nature. And as well, the energy that you're now receiving on the earth plane is so powerful, it overcomes these senses. And of course, you're losing your sense of self, which is, this is just my viewpoint on it, is governed by emotions. We have an ice cream when we're young and it tastes amazing. We like the feel in our gut. So that's what you're going to notice, is your gut's going to completely change how your senses change. When you lose certain senses, you'll gain other parts about the senses, other qualities, shall we say. And what that is I talk about it in the book. You'll be aware of the bearer. So the bearer is the person where you're going to get the food from. So you'll be able to feel and sense the energy where that food came from, because it's got its own vibrational frequency. So you'll know when you go into the supermarket what foods give people cancer, what foods make people anxious, what makes people moody, down, depressed. You'll know all these things. Wow, how wonderful for you. But I can't put into words what's happening for my logical mind to explain it. It can't explain it. You'll become that tuned into your inner core self that the senses, our natural senses as a human being, will sort of be in the background, and you'll be tuned into a lot more things. So go with the flow. It does from time to time not get me down, but I just want to eat a chocolate mousse and go, oh, I just want some Galaxy. Oh, I just want some Galaxy. But it doesn't taste the same anymore. And a lot of that is to do with your sense of self dissolving. Because you're not labelling it, there's no difference to any meal you're having in the day. It's just food coming in to your awareness. You'll lose your cravings for things, which is lovely. Because I was addicted to junk food and crap because I was in so much pain. I needed to dumb myself down. So yeah, it's fine. If you're losing different senses, it's cool. You're becoming lighter. You're becoming on the frequency that the book came from. It's not my frequency. It's wherever the universe is taking you. And it's quite overwhelming. You could say Kundalini energy, I've not experienced a massive awakening. It's nature. Nature's moving into the body. So yeah, what other senses are going, we'll talk about that now, is you won't be identified with pain. Being a sensitive person, you see somebody hurt themselves, or they're not very well, or they lose their job, you feel empathy. You feel sad for them. You want to comfort them. Also, you did. You're not becoming cold. You're not becoming, I don't know the right word to use there. You're not becoming cold. You're healing up. Because you're not labelling the situation in your mind, because you're not identified with your emotions and you've healed your emotions, when painful situations happen, there's almost like a field of peace within you, because it won't trigger your wound. And you'll be able to, I don't believe in God, but certain times I've said, help me, you'll be like, wow, I'm free. So it's beautiful. So that part of your senses, you won't be identified with other people's pain and circumstances. You're becoming whole. Does the bird, if its young chick gets taken out of its nest by another bird, does it feel sad? No, because it doesn't have emotions that we have. But you're going to be getting more of nature's frequency. You're going to be spending more time with nature. You're going to feel more comfortable around the trees than around lots of people. So, you're becoming whole. You won't be completely dead inside. The right action will happen. You may go home and have to process and cry, but you'll be stronger now. You'll be coming out of this doom and gloom place that you're in if you found my book. So yeah, and this is difficult if you're an empath. You're an empath, you're likely going to be watching this video. And an empath puts herself or himself in the other person's shoes. They can't help it. That's their DNA. That's what they do. So that's you could say that's one of the core wounds, if you're an empath watching this, that you're required to heal in you. Because, I don't know, say you see someone fall over, you think, wow, God, they must be really in pain if that happened to me, but you don't know, being an empath, how that person's feeling in their own mind and their body. They may just get up, dust themselves off, yeah, I'm fine, mate, I'm fine, I'm sound, and walk off. That was only a mild situation I'm describing, but the empath always puts themselves in the other person's shoes. That's just how you are, and that'll be part of, if you're reading this book, for you to heal and become more whole, and you won't be governed by that pattern in you. So you might be asking, what am I then? Am I an empath? Am I this? Am I that? Well, a bit of an empath in me, but I absorb people's energies and frequencies. So that's why I came to write this book. What happens in me is if I sit next to somebody, I take on their baggage. Yeah, thanks for sending me down here. Yeah, really loving that one. And I can act out their behaviours. And it's really frustrating. So, if I'm in the wrong crowd, which I was when I was younger, I would act out in the wrong crowd. If I'm round, I don't know, whole people, I will act whole people. If I'm around confident people, I'll act confident. If I'm around insecure people, I'll act insecure. So yeah, it's weird, but that's what I came to do. I can see all these patterns in people. So the core for what you're looking for is you're not your emotions. Oh, beautiful. And when you heal, you'll see that. You'll be more balanced. So this is how your senses are going to change. You might ask yourself, I just want to go back to being vulnerable. I miss that state. I miss crying over silly little things and da-da-da-da-da. But you're healing up. So that's going to change for you. So go with whatever the universe, nature is going to bring you. So yeah, it's an interesting time for you. And that moves on to a light worker. Just my viewpoint on light worker is, if you're a light worker, that's just a word that's going on the internet that I see. I don't really watch the videos, but what were you like when you were really young? That first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve, I used to well up and bawl my eyes out as a child when he was Clark Kent. He was a young man, and his dad died, and he said all those powers, and I couldn't even save him. See, it makes me choke now, because I had all these senses, and I wanted to save the world. I wanted to make it all happy. I didn't understand why everyone was miserable. See, I'm alive now talking about it. A light worker to me is, you were born a light worker. This world sort of chipped you away. You were a massive boulder when you came in, and life's chipped you away to a little fine grain of salt. You're now in a pit, you're miserable, depressed, you're finding these videos, and you need to heal up. You need to come back to that massive rock, that massive mountain, and just be whole. You don't have to go out and shine a light. You don't have to go out and save the world. Just your energy. Just your inner self. Just you healing your emotions and releasing the pain and becoming free of the pain frequency. That is my viewpoint on a light worker. Because we don't know what's happening beyond our senses. And you'll know if that makes your heart sing. It makes your emotions stir. Because they want to come out. They want to come out. You want to be free. You want to be light. So your energy will just make people feel better. You won't have to do anything. So yeah, you know what it was like when you were younger. You used to love all those films and all the happy. You wanted the world. You wanted to save the world. You probably still do. Well, it's got a long way to go, especially at the moment. Especially at the moment. The way the world is. So yeah, there's a few things that are going to change in you, especially your senses. Yeah, everything tastes the same. There's no... It's sort of void of what it was because it's governed by emotion. It's hard to explain. You'll know if it's happening to you. So yeah, leave me a comment and let me know what's happened to you. But yeah, your sense of self is dissolving. So you're leaving this world. Yes, there's more to this world than just the senses. And be thankful for these new senses you've got. How wonderful is it that you see things in people that people you used to like, you now don't like them. Because you see things like, wow, I didn't know they were like that. Or you go to the supermarket and think, I'm not putting that in my body. All these people getting prescribed pills and you know what's in them. And you don't even have to see it. You know it in advance. So yeah, how your senses are going to change. Let me know what you've got. You may be able to hear things from miles away. You may be able to see things so clearly now. So yeah, it's fine what's happening to you. Go with the flow. Love yourself, become centered, and you'll know the right move. The right move is always what you know, your higher self. That's all that matters. It's about you. Nature's going to show you that. The oak tree in the trees, it's all about him or her. He's sat there, whole. It's full of dignity, holiness, abundance. It's rooted in the ground. It's confident. We could say the oak trees are the light workers. All the wisdom in the oaks, the old oaks. Whoa, all the oaks. Wow. If you're ready to go home, I'll be back in a minute. If you're ready to go home, listen to the oaks. The oaks control the earth. The wisdom, the wisdom in the oaks is all that you need. So if you're on your knees, nature's waiting for you. Like it was me. All you have to do is read the chapter about moving into your pain. And when you've moved into your pain, you've released the emotion, nature's waiting for you. It is the only way that you're going home. You can't find it in another person because they're too bogged down with their pain. Nature's waiting for you. You'll hear it. There's only one sound. If you hear that sound, then you're on your way home.